Hi, how are you today? If you're a woman divorced due to the infidelity of your husband, I'm thinking about you today. Here it is Friday, a beautiful day in Dallas, and we've had, all this heat, and this nice little 85 degrees today is going to be great. I'm at a really busy place around where I live, and there's a Whole Foods back here, a Williams-Sonoma, there's a Barnes & Noble. Across the way is a Trader Joe's. There's a movie theater pretty close by. There's even a Chico's over here. Like, what more could a person ask for? And I'm just listening to the traffic and all the hubbub, and everybody's getting ready for a football game or a big weekend football. Everybody's going to come over and watch football. And I'm thinking about some of you ladies. It's really hard. To me, Fridays were harder than the actual weekend when I was alone a lot of the times. I worked at a small but very powerful public relations firm in our little Texas town. And that's before I moved to the big city. And I'd been there a couple of years, several years, I guess, and the other ladies were people, women I knew. I had history with. One had a son my age, one had two children, they just two of my boys, one went to our church, and so, a lot of history. And I would hear them talking all day Friday. Oh, I've got to go to the store because we're having my mother-in-law's birthday party. Oh, we're going to be, going to the football game tonight, sitting in our same seats that we've sat in for the last, 10 years since we've had our football tickets. And that's a big thing here in Texas. And it was just hard to hear all that. It was just hard to deal with that. I will tell you that Friday afternoons were the time that I came closest to taking my own life. Yeah, that's probably another story. But I just want to encourage you that if you're going through that, I'm thinking about you today. If you're thinking about, realizing that there's a whole part of your family that's not your family anymore. In-laws that had been my in-laws for 30 years were just not there. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying that was the reality of the situation, especially when there's someone else taking your place. My mom had died. My sister lived in Houston, and it was just very lonely. It was really, really hard to get through those times. And I really tried to be optimistic. I'm very optimistic, fun, loving, but it was, and maybe people around me at that time would say, no, you didn't really handle it very well. And this was a year or 2 years out. And it was still very, very hard. So I just want to encourage you today, try to do something this weekend for you. I know that sometimes it's hard to pick up the phone and call other people. I know that because everybody seems to be scattered to the wind unless you have a really, really tight community group that still is on your side, so to speak. Not that there's really sides, but it just feels that way for everybody. One of the reasons I left our little town, I decided this is very hard on everybody. It's hard on my children, the in-laws, the neighbors, the friends, the work people. Like, who are we friends with now? And I said, whatever. But if you're not that person, if that's not your situation and you're not going through that and you're planning your weekend and you know somebody like that, I want to ask you, give them a call. Hey, we got an extra ticket to the football game. You want to sit with us? Hey, would you like to go to coffee tomorrow morning? When I moved up here, I joined the most amazing church, and they just loved on me. At a time I was super bloody raw, but I got into a small group, and those ladies would, hey, we're going to go to the farmer's market, or we're just going to go do this or that. And it was just such a place to begin to feel like I belonged again. And so reach out to somebody that you might know that's going through this. They may say no. They may just like, I can't this weekend. I can't deal with it. Don't be surprised if it takes them a while. Don't be surprised. If you're going through that, I'm putting together some training and teaching that I'd love to invite you to. And if you want more information about it, email me. The address will be below. Email me. Take care of yourself this weekend. There are good things coming for you. There are wonderful things coming for you. Don't miss them.